got so motherfucking design on right now. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. I got 3 old thoughts on the block.
All right, good morning.
Good morning.
We're about 9 minutes behind, but it could be worse. This is a damage hearing, the matter of Samrat Singh versus Rodney Hall and Jamie Bryant. The file number is 25612LT. This is a claim for money damages in a case that was an earlier possession judgment in June. Mr. Singh is asking for $8,100, and we're about to talk about that just in a moment. So first thing I'm going to do is put everybody on the roll. Mr. Singh, you swear affirm, everyone please raise your right hand. Mr. Hall and Ms. Bryant are also present by Zoom. Do you all swear or affirm any testimony you're about to give in this matter will be true to the best of your knowledge and belief?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes.
All right, so Ms. Bryant and Mr. Hall, we're going to be working from this document, which you should have a copy of. It's called a supplemental complaint for money damages. So Mr. Singh, your claim is that rent is $5,400 from November of 2024 to April of 25. Is that correct?
Correct, sir.
Ms. Bryant, do you agree with that or disagree?
There's one payment there that isn't reflected. It's the payment at the end of November.
How much? How much was that payment?
It was for a weekly payment, Your Honor. It was for $110.
All right, Mr. Singh, rather than fight about it, are you willing to concede $110?
Your Honor, if we remember the last time we met together, so they actually agreed that that rent has been not paid from November 2024 till April 2025. And there is some amount due from October 2024, which I haven't put in there.
All right, so that covers that $110.
Right.
All right,
And I don't agree with that.
okay, well, we'll see. We did have some hearing regarding, he's got garbage disposal.
That was not our garbage.
Just a minute, tell me about that, Mr. Singh.
So when they left the property, they left with a lot of garbage in there, a lot of trash in there. So which we took it out, and then that was like $250 just for the garbage. Just for the garbage. I'm not talking about any. I'm sorry?
You took that to the landfill?
Yeah. So we actually put them in the trash bags and we took it away. And then that cost us like total amount of like around, it was more than 250, but then I don't remember top of my head, but we rounded off till 250.
All right, replace windows, doors, smoke detectors, etc.
Right. So when they were living there, for some reason, the window was broken, which I think the sheriff officer, when we were there to take the access of the property, he also noticed that the window in the kitchen was broken, and then the whole floor in the kitchen was like messed up. So we actually changed the whole floor. And then second, when they left the property, they were having cars in the living room. So the whole wall was like full mess up. So we have to paint all those up again. And then upstairs was a lot of mess. So we have to get some like windows replaced up at the rooms also.
They had a car in the living room?
I'm sorry?
They had a car in the living room?
Yeah, they're little cars. I think Hot Wheels.
Okay.
They used to collect a lot of Hot Wheels cars.
All right,
So-
Your Honor?
Mr. Hall, you wanted to speak to that. What can you tell me about this $450 for damage?
The window in the kitchen was already broke. The
When we
ones
moved in-
upstairs were replaced before we moved in. We asked for the kitchen floor to be replaced.
Multiple times. Because it was
Bad when we
was
lived-
horrible.
We lived there. The trash came from the neighbor
Why was it on your property?
because it's
Because
right
we-
next to, it's a shared
It's a
apartment,
shared apartment.
a duplex.
We've lived with the trash for 2.5 years.
Your Honor, the trash I'm talking about was inside the property, not outside the property. I'm not talking any trash, any garbage which is
But you
outside
added
the
it to
property.
that. You added it
No,
to
no,
that
no.
pile.
All right,
no, no.
stop. All right, then, you talked about others, $1,500. What is that?
That is basically like all the property which was damaged, which we have to
You have
replace
lo-
other than windows, doors,
Stop. All right, go
other
ahead.
than
I'll give you a chance
windows,
to speak.
doors, smoke detectors.
All
all
right. Okay, you need to do a better job of detailing it, just throwing it into a big lump and say other. So,
Okay.
all right, smoke detectors. My smoke detectors all went off at 11 o'clock last night.
I'm sorry.
I had to replace a bunch of batteries. Finally, it stopped. All right, what else, sir?
That's all. And I think the court fees are like all the court fees, which I have
Well,
to pay.
those aren't accurate either. Let's talk about the court fees.
Okay,
Um,
sure. Yeah, I just have rounded up and then it's probably more than that.
All right, the court fees are $145 filing fee,
Right,
a service fee of 55 and 26.
right.
145 plus 55 plus 26 plus a $20 motion fee. So your actual court costs are $246, not 500.
Okay.
Now, was there a security deposit?
Yes,
Yes.
Your Honor.
$900.
I think there was, but I don't remember that at time.
It's
But
on-
I know.
Oh my gosh.
At least $900.
Jimmy,
All right,
listen to me. Listen to me.
okay.
I'm
Hold
saying
it, hold
what
it.
I'm saying is,
Yours,
I think there was, but I don't have the paperwork at the moment with
I
me.
do.
All right, all
Yeah.
right, well, they say there was, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
assume that there's a $900 security deposit.
Plus
So
they
we're
kept
gonna-
my last check from work.
Plus, they kept Rod's last paycheck to cover.
All right, well, tell me about that.
Go ahead.
I went to get my check on payday. His dad kept it, told me I couldn't have it unless I cashed it and endorsed it to him.
How much was
Okay.
it?
$120 some. As far as
All
the
right,
smoke detectors and
Bryant.
broken stuff, I'm the
Yes.
one that got them their properties to pass inspections.
Rod did
I
all the
missed it.
maintenance on all of their places.
For
And
Mr.
we were the
Radloff.
ones that purchased
Stop,
those and put them in the house.
Stop. Miss Bryant, we're in a court proceeding. Only one person can talk at a time, and you don't have to shout. I'll give you a chance to speak, but wait until your turn.
Yes, Your Honor.
That's not how you conduct yourself in a court proceeding, even if you are mad about it. All right, Mr. Bryant, you were telling me about those other items. Smoke detector.
Yeah, I'm the one that was responsible for all the property, making sure all that was there. There was nothing missing from any property. I had all his properties pass inspection by the city of Sturgis, so clearly everything was there.
All right. Here's my ruling. I think the rent is accurate.
Yes.
$5,400 in rent. The electric bill is not in there. The water bill is not in there. Garbage, $250. He indicated it's garbage in the premises. He actually spent more than that, but rounded it down to $250. I'm going to allow $450 for windows, doors, smoke detectors, but other of $1,500. I don't even know what it is. So we're gonna take that out.
It was just miscellaneous, like are spending our time in there and then moving them out was
Yeah,
like a
but
lot
see,
of trouble. And then the
you
late
don't get,
fees,
you don't get money for that, and you can't just
right?
lump it
But
in as other. You have to specifically say what
you're
it
right, Your
is.
Honor. But I haven't charged any late fee, any rental late fee
All
there.
right.
That's just their actual rent.
Okay, got it. All right, so let's add that up. $5,400 plus $250 for the garbage plus $450 for the other stuff, and I just eliminated $1,500 worth. That's $6,100.
Yeah.
The defendant did have a $900 security deposit, and they kept his last check of $120, which they can't do, which is $1,020.
Your Honor, that
Stop,
check
I didn't
is,
ask you a question. I'm making my ruling. I've already taken your testimony.
all right.
Everybody just feels like they can say whatever they want to, and it isn't like that. You didn't do a great job of this. You need to do a better job of documenting your losses if you wish to try to collect on these rather than throw something at the wall and hope it will stick. $6,100 minus 1,020. You don't even know if you have a security deposit or not. 5080. $5,080 is how much they owe. And
Okay.
there's $224 of costs. Not 500. $5,304 I find for the plaintiff. So the damages, once again, are $6,100 minus the security deposit and the last check. So the damage amount owed is $5,080. The court costs are $224. Total money judgment is $5,304. All right, you have 21 days to pay that, or they can start collection. Now, collecting the money is a lot harder than getting a judgment. But what you can do, Mr. Singh, if they don't make any payment on this, you can do what's called a discovery subpoena and summon them into court on the ability to pay on this debt.
Okay.
Let me repeat. Now, don't tell me your address, Miss Hall, but are you guys in, Miss Bryan, are you in Sturgis?
I am.
So I made a finding that you owe $5,080, which is substantially less than he asked for, about $3,000 less. But I added in a security deposit, I added in a last check, I reduced some other things. But it's still a lot of money, and he's entitled to it. All right, I'm gonna send that to each of you. Mr. Singh, let me repeat. If they don't pay or set up a payment plan, you can do a discovery hearing where they're compelled to come to court and talk about where they work and their ability to pay on the debt. If you guys can talk to each other, you can discuss payment, and I don't think you can do that. So Mr. Singh, you're probably going to have to do a discovery subpoena after 21 days and compel them to come to court. But Miss Bryan is like, no, she doesn't wish to talk to you here today. So the judgment, $5,304 due in 21 days. If it isn't paid, you can summon them to come to court and inquire as to their ability to pay, where they're working, and other assets that they have. All right, thank you. That completes this record.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.